Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Hatha yoga class. Um, First of all, I'll just talk about what the class is. Primrose, shut up. First of all, I'm going to apologise for any animals interrupting the class today. I've got two dogs and one cat in the room, and the dogs do like to bark, so I'm going to apologise in advance for them barking. Primrose, be quiet. Okay, so we've got a Hatha class this morning. It is a class for improvers, but if you're new to yoga, you're a yoga beginner, then of course you can join in and just do what you can. Just always remember not to do something if it feels painful, if it feels that you're pushing yourself beyond your limit, then listen to your own body and stop. Okay, so the focus of today's class will be core strength and flexibility. Now remember that our core muscles are any muscles that attach to our spine or to our pelvis. So it's not just our six-pack here. It also includes our hip flexor muscles, our quadriceps, our hamstrings, our glutes, all the muscles that run all the way along our spine, our trapezius muscle here at the top of our back, as well as your abdominal muscles and your lower back muscles. So as always in yoga, we want to have a good balance between strength and flexibility, so we'll be focusing on both of those things today. Okay then, so first of all, we're going to start off by sitting on our mat or on the floor. If you don't have a mat, then just try to find like a rug or something like that that's going to help to just keep you off any cold tiled floors or anything like that. If you've got carpet, then that's fine, you can just do it on your carpet. We will also need a belt. If you don't have a yoga belt, then you can use any type of belt, so just a normal trouser belt or dressing gown belt, or even the sleeve with a jumper, whatever you have around. Okay, right, so let's start off by sitting comfortably. You don't have to sit in a cross-legged position. You can also sit with your legs out in front of you. You can sit on a cushion to raise your bottom up slightly, your hips up slightly if you are more comfortable. So just spend a moment getting comfortable now. Really weird not being able to see you, so I don't know if anyone is following along with this at the moment. I can't see you, I don't know anything what you're doing, so I'm just going to have to go along at a reasonable pace. I can see my computer screen, so I can see if comments come up on the live feed. Okay then, so sitting comfortably, we're going to start by closing our eyes, sitting with our back straight. And we're going to take a few moments to focus on our breath, our natural breath, to begin to calm and focus our minds. So at this stage, don't try to change your breathing. Just breathe naturally. Pay attention to the sensation of breathing. Also at this time, pay attention to your state of mind, how you're feeling this morning, but do so in a non-judgmental way. Just notice, don't judge. Okay, those of you who come to my classes know that I always begin the class with mantra chanting. I'm very well aware that you guys don't have the words, which are in Sanskrit, with you, so what we're going to do is we're just going to open the session with Om chanting. So we're going to chant the word Om 6 times. The reason that I do open the session with mantra chanting is because it's good breathing practice and it also helps to calm and focus the mind. So we're going to chant Om 6 times, and then we're going to, after the 6th Om, we're going to chant Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. That's peace in ourselves, peace in others, and peace in the world. Okay, so sitting with your back straight, your eyes closed, breathe in through your nose, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, now we're going to practice pranayama, breathing practice. I will be avoiding a lot of the breathing practices that we do quite often, like Bastrika, bellows breath, or Kalkabati, or even Nadi Shodhana, just because we don't want to be spraying any germs around the room and we don't want to be touching our face too much. So we're just going to start off with yogic breathing. So sitting comfortably with your back straight, your shoulders back, chest forward, so that your abdomen is unrestricted. Close your eyes. I'm going to breathe as slowly and as deeply as we can, using our abdomen and our chest. So as you inhale, really push your abdomen, your tummy out. As your diaphragm contracts and pushes down and pushes your abdominal organs down and out. Let your chest expand to the maximum. And as you exhale, engage your stomach muscles. Draw your belly in, your belly button towards your spine. Let your chest contract and relax. Also, while you're breathing in this way, see if you can breathe in an Ujjayi way, ocean sound breath. Constrict the back of your throat as you inhale and exhale through your nose to create friction and to make the hissing sound, a sound like the ocean, to help you further concentrate on your breath. As you inhale, try to take a fuller breath as possible. When you think that you have inhaled as much as you can, see if you can just inhale a little bit more. Fill your lungs just that little bit more. And pause slightly before you then exhale. And see if you can exhale as completely as you can. Think you've exhaled as much as you can, just draw your tummy in that little bit further. See if you can exhale a little bit more. And again, then just pause slightly before you then inhale. Okay, now I'm going to say the words inhale, exhale. Try to match your inhalations and your exhalations to the words. So try to make the length of your inhalation the same length as the word inhalation, and Same for exhalation. If I pause, say retain, then hold your breath. Okay, and return to normal breathing, your natural breath. And now we're going to practice a round of breath hold. So before we begin, take a few deep inhalations and exhalations. Okay, on your next inhalation, take a deep inhale and hold your breath, remembering to keep your body and your mind relaxed. Hold your breath until you feel your diaphragm starting to twitch, until you have to take a breath. And when you need to take a breath, return to normal breathing. Just noticing your breath, your natural breath. Okay, and now slowly opening your eyes. And And we're going to come up to a standing position to start off with. So just slowly give your legs a chance to wake up. Okay, right, so going to stand, first of all, in mountain pose, Tadasana, with your feet about hip distance apart, parallel with each other. We're going to start with some basic stretches from our head down to our toes. Then we will do some sun salutations to warm up, and then we will go on to the core strength and flexibility asanas that I have put on my sheet. Okay then, so first of all, I'm just going to warm up our neck. So exhale, look down towards your feet, towards the floor. Try to tuck your chin as much as you can into your chest. And now inhale, bring your head back to look up at the ceiling, slightly backwards if you can. Bring your neck into full extension. And then exhaling, looking down to the floor. And again, inhaling to look up to the ceiling. Okay, bringing your head back to a neutral position, looking forwards. We're now going to exhale and turn our head to the right to look over our shoulder, keeping our body facing forwards. Try to turn your head as much as you can. And hold. And then inhaling to look forward again. Exhaling to look behind your left shoulder. Again, trying to turn your head as much as you can. Inhaling back to the front, once more to each side. Exhaling to the right. Inhaling to the front, exhaling to the left. Inhaling back to the front again. And now we're going to tilt our head to the side. So we're going to inhale, exhale, tilt your head to the right. Trying to bring your ear down towards your shoulder while keeping your shoulder down. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to the center. And now exhale to the right again. Inhale center, exhale left. Inhale back to the center again. We're going to do a couple of head rotations in each direction, full rotations. So first of all, looking down to the floor, rolling your head slowly in a controlled way, all the way around until you're looking at the floor again. Then go back in the opposite direction. And then once more in each direction. good. When you've finished, bring your head back to neutral position, looking forwards. And we're going to do some arm rotations to stretch our shoulders. So rotating our arms backwards, reaching out as you can, as much as you can in each direction. And now forwards. Okay, now just give your arms a few swings, helicopters, windmills, whatever you want to call it. Now place your right arm up by your ear and rotate your arms backwards, swinging backwards. And forwards. Good, and again, just a few arm swings. Okay, coming to stand with your hips, with your feet, sorry, slightly further apart. Your toes pointing out, facing out slightly. Hands on your hips, and hip rotations. Trying to make big circles with your hips, keeping your legs straight. And back the other way. Okay, good. And now bringing your feet back together again, bending forwards with a flat back, placing your hands over your knees. We're going to do knee rotations. So we want to make circles with our knees, bringing our knees over in line with our toes as we come forward, and then as we come back, straightening up our legs completely. If you can, then as you come forwards onto your toes, let me turn to the side so you can see, as you come forward with your knees, try to come up onto your tiptoes, and then as we come back onto your full foot again. That just helps with a bit of balance practice and helps to further strengthen and warm up your ankles. Okay, and back the other way. Good. Okay, coming back to a standing position with your feet about hip distance apart. We're just going to come up onto our tiptoes, coming up as high as we can. Imagine someone's got a string on the top of your head, they're pulling you up. And then come back down onto your flat feet, lifting up your toes, leaving the rest of your feet on the floor. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale down, lift your toes. Inhale up. Hold. See how high you can come. Exhale down, lift your toes. And once more, coming up onto your tiptoes. And back down again, lift up your toes. Okay, I'm just going to take a sip of water. And now we're going to practice some sun salutations, some Hatha sun salutations to warm up and further stretch our entire body. So, coming to stand, if you have a mat, coming to stand at the top of your mat. If you don't have a mat, then just make sure that you've got a space the length of your body behind you. So we're going to come and stand at the top of our mat, feet about hip distance apart, into Tadasana. And first of all, we're going to inhale, exhale, bring our palms together at our heart center in prayer position. Inhale, reach our arms up, slight back bend. Exhale, folding forwards, remembering to bend your knees if you need to maintain a flat back as you fold forwards. Let your head hang, your neck relax. Okay, then now inhale, bring your right foot back, knee down, foot down, low lunge, look forwards. Hold your breath, bring your other foot back into plank position. Exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down, Ashtanga Asana, 8 points on the floor. Your bottom should still be sticking up in the air, like a worm doing a back bend. And then inhale to Cobra. Exhale to downwards facing dog. Remember that we should be bringing our head down between our arms to look up towards our belly button, our bottom up towards the ceiling, and our heels down towards the mat. Now inhale, look forward, shift your weight forwards, bring your right foot forwards into low lunge. Exhale, bring your left foot forwards, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, slight back bend. And again, exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, left foot back, knee down, foot down, low lunge. Hold your breath, up, right foot back, plank position. Exhale, Ashtanga Asana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. It is really weird not being able to see you guys and see what you're doing. Inhale, left foot forwards, low lunge. Exhale, right foot forwards, forward fold. We have a cat on the mat. This is Caffrey. Oh, she's up again. Inhale. Reach up, slight back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right foot back, knee down, foot down, low lunge. Hold your breath to plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Asana. Inhale, Cobra. Remember to keep your elbows tucked close into your body, your shoulders down away from your ears. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forwards. Inhale, left foot forwards. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, left foot back. Hold your breath, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Asana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forwards. Exhale, right foot forwards. Forward fold. Inhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale, right foot back. Low lunge. Hold your breath, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Asana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot forwards. Exhale, left foot forwards. Inhale, reach up. Last one. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, left foot back. Low lunge. Hold your breath, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Asana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot forwards. Exhale, right foot forwards. Forward fold. Inhale, reach up, slight back bend, and exhale your hands to prayer position at your heart center. Okay, I hope everybody's warmed up. I'm getting quite warm here in front of the fire. So let's just take a few moments to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet about hip distance, apart parallel with each other facing forwards. Engage your quadricep muscles. Your coccyx, your tailbone should be pointing directly down to the floor so your pelvis is in neutral. Shoulders back, chest forwards. Head in neutral, looking forwards. And we're just going to close our eyes for a moment and take some deep breaths. Feel your breath, feel your heartbeat, feel your body. Okay, I'm just going to take another sip of water. Now, first of all, we're going to practice a couple of different types of forward fold. One of the forward folds that we're going to practice involves placing our hands underneath our feet. So if you have any rings on, like I do with big stones in, I'm just going to take it off. I advise you take it off too. And I'm just going to face to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. So first of all, we're going to practice a normal forwards fold, Uttanasana, where we're going to fold forward, place our fingertips either side of our feet with our fingers facing forwards. Bend your knees as much as you need to be able to do that and maintain a flat back. Remember that we should be folding forwards, not rounding forwards. So we're bringing our tummy to meet our thighs. After that, we're going to practice another variation of a forward fold, which is called big toe posture. In big toe posture, we're going to take the first two fingers and we're going to, I'm just going to come up to the camera and show you. We're going to place them around our big toe like this. And we're going to use that leverage to help us fold forwards. Third type of forward fold, we're going to place our hands underneath the soles of our feet with our palms facing up towards the soles of our feet and our backs of our hands against the mat. Okay, so standing first of all with your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to inhale and reach up, slight back bend, and to fold forward. We're going to exhale, reach forwards, keeping our arms with our head, looking forwards, and now bring your hands to the mat or the floor, either side of your feet, behind the line of your toes. Okay, so as I said at this point, remember to bend your knees if you need to be able to fold forwards rather than round forwards. And now when we're in this position, we can use our fingertips. We're going to push them down and forwards into the mat to help to just push us further forward into the fold. Just let your head hang, your neck relax. And remember, on the exhale, we can just push ourselves slightly further into the pose. Also, remember, in a forward fold, we should have our abdomen drawn in. So that allows us to go into the fold more easily. So this means that we're going to be breathing mainly with the chest. Now inhale, look forwards. Take your first two fingers, place them around your big toe and hold on. First of all, now looking forwards. And as you exhale, fold forwards, pulling yourself forwards by your big toe. Again, bending your knees if you need to. Okay, inhaling, looking up. Now we're going to place our hands underneath our feet. So as I said, the backs of your hands should be against the floor and the palms of your hands then facing up to the soles of your feet, and your toes should come to your wrist creases. So again, you might need to bend your legs to be able to achieve this position. Even if you're bending your legs this much, that's fine, as long as you still feel that stretch down the backs of your legs in your glutes and your lower back. Now again, start off by looking forwards, and now exhale, fold forwards, using your hands underneath your feet as leverage to pull yourself into the fold. Inhale, look forward. Now release your feet from underneath your hands again, bring them to the sides of your feet. Fingers facing forwards, push your fingers down and forwards into the floor or the mat, and just exhale into the fold again. Right, now we're going to come up. We've had our head, the lower heart hanging down for quite a while, so just come up slowly in a controlled way. You might feel a little bit lightheaded, so just slowly inhale, reaching forwards, reaching up, looking up, slight back bend, breathe, and exhale, your arms down. Okay, so let's just take a moment now to just stand again in Tadasana. Mountain pose. Take some deep breaths. Okay, so moving on, we just did a forward bend, now we're just going to do a supported back bend. It's just a small back bend and we're going to support our lower back with our hands. So again, I'm just going to come up to the video and show you how I'm going to have my hands. I'm going to have my hands in my lower back here with my fingertips facing down towards my bottom, just at the top of my bottom, the bottom of my lower back. That's just going to help to support my lower back as I bend backwards. I'm going to start again with my feet about hip distance apart, feet facing forwards. I'm going to engage my quadricep muscles, my thigh muscles, and keep my hips pushed forwards. Now my quadricep muscles are going to really help to keep me stable and support me as I lean backwards. So placing my hands in my lower back, I'm going to lean backwards, so say keeping my hips pushed forwards to look behind me. Keeping my hands supporting my lower back, but remember, if you do feel any pain in your lower back, then you should discontinue this asana. And inhaling, coming back up again. Now, for anybody who would like to, if you really have confidence that your lower back is strong enough, then we can try to do that without supporting our lower back, but be very aware of your lower back, that you feel that it's strong enough to support yourself, you're not going to injure yourself. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale, raise our arms, reaching up to start off with, then we're going to bend backwards, reaching backwards, Still pushing our hips forwards. And inhale up. Exhale down. Okie dokie. Whew, I'm getting quite warm in front of the spine. I'm just going to take my jumper off. Okay then, right now for swaying palm tree pose. Okay, so on this miserable rainy day here in France, we can imagine that we are a beautiful palm tree swaying in the breeze on a lovely tropical beach. So what we're going to do is stand with our feet, again hip distance apart. We're going to interlock our fingers like this, and we're going to push our palms up towards the ceiling. Trying to bring your arms straight, trying to bring your arms so that they touch your ears. And we're reaching right up as high as we can, as tall as we can, reaching our palms towards the ceiling, and we're going to look up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a deep inhalation, and then we're going to exhale and lean to the side. It should be a lateral bend to the side, not forwards. But you need to try to keep our arms straight, still touching our ears. Feel that stretch all the way down your side, and quite an intense stretch in your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Keep your thigh muscles engaged as well to keep your lower body steady. That shouldn't move. Inhale up, reach right up, and exhale to the side. Remember, this whole time you should be looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Inhale up, reach right up once more, and then exhale your arms down. Good, just give your shoulders a bit of a shake. Maybe a couple of arm swings. Okay, next we're going to do our last standing asana before we come down to the mat. So our last standing asana is going to be awkward chair pose. Again, I'm going to face to the side so you can see more clearly what I am doing. I'm going to stand with our feet about hip distance apart. Now, the full expression of chair pose is when we bring our palms together, our arms straight up, and we look up towards our palms, and then we sink down, keeping our arms overhead. That can be quite a strain on the shoulders. So if you don't have great flexibility in your shoulders, you can just have your arms apart. Okay, so you can see they're about shoulder width apart, palms facing each other so that my arms are parallel to each other. And again, then what we can do is look up towards the space between our hands, and then sink down into the chair pose, as if we're going to sit down on a chair. If you still find that difficult to keep your arms straight overhead, then we're going to start with the arms a little bit forward, about 60 degrees or so. And again, we're going to look towards that space in between our palms. And then again, we're going to sit down. Now, what we want to avoid doing, if we are starting with our arms in this position, is we want to avoid our arms doing this. Okay, we want to keep our arms in the starting position, wherever that was, as we sink down. So as soon as you're sinking down and you feel your arms starting to lower, then stop where you are and hold. Okay, so wherever you would like your arms, remember no one's watching you, so it's fine, you're not in competition with anybody, just your arms where you would like to have your arms, either hands together arms apart, arms slightly forward. Okay, whichever position you have your arms, you're looking up to the space between your hands or to your thumbs. You're going to exhale, engage your thigh muscles, sink down as if you're going to sit down into a chair. And hold. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, lower your arms. And again, just give your shoulders a little bit of a shake out. Okay. Right. Next, we are going to practice the plank pose. Before we do so, we're just going to take a moment to rest in child's pose. So coming down to your mat or the floor, sitting back on your heels, knees apart. We're going to bring our forehead down to the mat. You can either have your arms in extended child's pose or down by your side, with your palms facing up to the ceiling. And just breathe slowly and deeply. Okay, right, let's do plank pose. Hang on, sorry, that's my phone ringing. I'm just going to sorry about that. Okay, so coming to plank pose. Now, some of the common things that I see in plank pose is that people have their bottom up too high, or they have their belly dipping down towards the floor. What we want to aim to do is we want to engage all of our core muscles. So we're engaging our quadricep muscles, also our abdominal muscles, our lower back muscles, our rectus spinae muscles, our shoulder muscles, to hold us in a straight line. So we should have a straight line going from our ankles to our shoulders. So to start off with, we should have our hands directly underneath our shoulders. Spread the fingers on your hands so that you have a stable base. And then we're going to bring our legs straight and come up onto our toes, engaging all of our core muscles to hold our body in a straight line. To help you should push your hips back, your heels back, and imagine your shoulder blades on your back. Try to bring them together. And hold. Now, if you struggle to hold yourself in that position on your toes, you can practice plank pose to build up strength from your knees. So if we're going to practice from our knees, we should still have a straight line running from our knees to our shoulders. So what we want to avoid having is this, like with our bottom sticking out, or also our pelvis coming down towards the floor. We want to have that straight line running from our knees to our shoulders, and still our arms directly underneath, our hands directly underneath our shoulders. So if you struggle on your toes, then practice plank in this position. You're still practicing taking some of your body weight onto your arms, just slightly less stress on your body. So again, let's just try that again. So again, once more, placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders, spreading the fingers on your hands, either coming to your knees or your toes, engaging all of your core muscles to hold you steady. Imagine your shoulder blades on your back, bring them together. And with our head, that should be in a neutral position, also just looking down at the floor. Remember to breathe. Okay, and bring your knees down to the mat. And shift back into extended child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, now we're going to make plank a little bit more challenging. We're going to do nose to knee from plank position. So we're going to start off in plank position. And now we're going to try to bring our right knee towards our nose. So your bottom will have to shift up a little bit. And hold. And release. Back to plank. Now bring your left knee towards your nose. And hold. Hold, hold, hold. And release. And lower your knees. Back down to the mat. Shift back into extended child's pose. Okay, now last plank is we're going to try doing the dolphin plank. The dolphin plank is a little bit more difficult. In the dolphin plank, we rest on our forearms rather than on our hands. So your elbows should be directly underneath your shoulders. Your arms facing forward, parallel with each other. Now just check that your arms are coming straight forward and that your hands aren't slightly in. If you have a mat, you can use the sides of the mat to make sure that they are. Again, spread the fingers on your hands so that you're increasing your surface area, have a more stable base. Now, again, we're going to bring our legs straight, come up onto our toes, engage all of our core muscles. And we should, there's a dog, we should have a straight body running from our ankles to our shoulders. And hold. Okay, and release. Again, just shifting back to extended child's pose. Okay, we just got about 5 more minutes and then we're going to come towards Savasana, our relaxation pose. So let's just think about what we're going to do, what we're going to finish up the session with. Okay, let's do balancing table. Okay, so balancing table, also called bird dog pose. We're going to start off in tabletop position. So our hands in tabletop position should be directly underneath our shoulders, our arms straight, spread the fingers on your hands, our knees should be directly underneath our hips. And what we're going to do is we're going to raise our left arm and our right leg at the same time. So not our left arm and our left leg, because then you're going to fall right over. You're not going to be able to balance very easily at all. And we want to bring our left arm out straight in front of us and our right leg out behind us. With our left fingertips, we're going to reach right forwards. With our right toes, we're going to point our toes and reach our toes right back. Okay, you should feel all of your core muscles engaging to hold you in place, to hold you steady. Look forwards. Remember to breathe. And exhale, release. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now with our right arm and left leg. Inhale. Remember, reaching right forwards with your right fingertips, pointing your left toe, reaching your toe right back, looking forwards. And exhale. Very good. Okay, we'll just come down briefly onto our tummies. Bring our elbows together, and we're just going to rest our hands in rest our chin in our hands, in the palms of our hands. Take some deep breaths. Okay, last asana before Savasana. Just going to practice boat pose. So we're going to come back to sit on our bottoms with our legs out in front of us. Sit with our back straight. Now the full expression of boat pose is like this, okay, where we bring our feet up with our legs straight. Our feet should be in line with our head. Our back is straight, our chest is pushed forwards. So we're not rounding like this, we're keeping our back straight. Now, you may need to build up the muscles to be able to hold yourself in that position without shaking like that. So what we can do is we can start off with half boat pose, and that's what we're going to do today. And then for those of you who want to, you can come into full boat pose. So to work your way into half boat pose, what we can do to help to build up our core muscles is we can place our hands underneath our thighs just behind our knees. Then keeping your back straight, your chest pushed forward, we're just going to lean back and take our feet up off the floor. Okay, still keeping your back straight, your chest pushed forward. Now we're going to try to raise our lower legs so that they come parallel with the floor. Again, remember, back straight, chest push forward, don't let your back collapse. And now we can let go from behind our knees, bringing our hands either side of our knees with our palms facing in towards the knees. Okay, and maybe this is as far as you want to go. Maybe you just want to hold half boat, that's fine. If you would like to, if you can straighten your legs. Again, I'm really engaging my thigh muscles here to help keep me steady, as well obviously as my abdominal muscles and my lower back muscles. Okay, and release. Okay, now it's time for everybody's favourite pose, Savasana or corpse pose. Oh, I said we need a belt, but we didn't actually need one. Okay, so if you have a blanket that you want to put over you, if you want to put jumpers back on, we don't want to be cold in Savasana. We don't want to be laying there just thinking that we're cold. Remember, in Savasana we want to not actually fall asleep, but we want to achieve that state of mind that is complete relaxation. So kind of a little bit in between waking and sleeping. So we're going to come to lay on the floor in Savasana. I'm going to do 10 minutes Savasana, and then I'm going to leave a period of 10 minutes for meditation at the end of the session, and then we will close by chanting Om, just so you know how we're going to finish up the session. So first of all, going to lay on your back with your feet slightly apart. So if you're on a mat with your feet coming towards the corners of the mat, just let your feet relax, your toes hang out. Your arms should be just slightly out away from your body, with your palms facing up to the ceiling. Your head should be in a neutral position with your chin coming down towards your chest, but not tucked in towards your chest. Your head should not be back in a position like this. It's difficult to relax in that position. If you do find that that's a position that your head is in, you can place a pillow or a folded blanket underneath your head to bring your chin down. Okay, we're going to close our eyes. And first of all, we're just going to start off by doing a scan of our body to make sure that we're not holding any tension anywhere in our body. So starting from your feet and working your way up to your head, pay attention to your feet, relax your feet. Pay attention to your legs, make sure you're relaxing your legs. Importantly, make sure you're relaxing your hips, make sure you're not holding your lower back up and away from the floor like this. Make sure that there should be a slight gap between your lower back and the floor, but not a large gap. Just relax your lower back down. Relax your chest, relax your shoulders, make sure you're not holding your shoulders up and away from the floor. Relax your arms and your hands and your fingers. And very importantly, make sure you're not holding tension in your face. Make sure you're not holding tension in your jaw, that your jaw is relaxed. Your tongue is relaxed. Take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. Feel the weight of your body on the floor. Notice every part of your body that's in contact with the floor. Feel the floor supporting you. And just relax. Bring your attention back to the room, back to your body. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Bring your arms up overhead. Point your toes and stretch your body. And then in your own time, no rush, no hurry, bend your knees and roll to the side, resting on your side for a few moments, trying to keep your eyes closed. When you feel ready, push yourself up into a seated position, again trying to keep your eyes closed, or only slightly open, and make yourself comfortable for meditation. So if you're comfortable sitting cross-legged on the floor, then you can. If you prefer to sit with your legs straight out in front of you, do so. If you want to sit on a cushion, please do so. Make sure that you're comfortable. But try to sit with your back straight. If we're slumped, our attention tends to wander much more easily. Try to sit with your back straight, either with your eyes closed or just slightly open with your gaze down at the floor in front of you, whichever you prefer. And focus on your breath. Notice your inhale, your exhale. And every time your attention starts to wander, which it will, that's only natural. Return your attention back to your breath. As thoughts come into your mind, just notice them, let them go. Return to your breath. You've got just slightly less than 10 minutes, about 7 minutes or so, until we're at an hour and a half for this session. Of course, you can continue on longer if you would like to. Prim. Sorry, guys. Prim. No. Prim. No. join me in chanting Om 6 times, followed by Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. I hope that you have a great day in your houses, relaxing. I hope that you're all well. I will be doing more classes. I'm going to try to do classes when I would normally do my classes here in France. So I will announce it on Facebook before, but there will be a yoga basics class this evening, probably 6 o'clock. I will confirm. The class is normally 6:30, but I think I'm going to do it at 6 o'clock. So if you want to join, please do. I would love you to. It's going to be a class focused on balance. And it's my yoga basics classes are for people who are new to yoga and want to learn the basics of the practice. Again, we start with pranayama and we practice asana, but we don't do things like sun salutations. So it's a little bit more easygoing. Okay then, I hope everybody has a fantastic day and see you later. Also, the next improvers class will be Wednesday evening, and that will be a flow class. So in a flow class, we put some music on and we don't pause between the asanas. It's a little bit more fast paced. Get your heart rate up a little bit. Okay then. Namaste. Bye bye everybody.